Okay, hello and welcome to part 9 of the USS Arizona build. It's the 1/200 scale model made by Trumpeter, and we're on to step 20 at the moment. As you can see, it's got the tower that we're working on here and the platform goes on top. This actually, get that off there, it's a blue tack holding it there anyway. So this is we're putting a bit of railing just to go around. There's also photo etch that went all the way around, which was quite easy. It bent quite easily. It was just a matter of tacking it with super glue and holding it in place as I went. Sorry, that's so bright on the tile. Get that off. See that better like this. And yeah, it's got to run some railing all the way around that. But also, what I've been doing is the lifeboats, the launches, the motorboat. So, as you saw, would have seen in the last video, they've been painted or undercoated, and then I've done a grey coat of the hull. Well, not grey, the ship blue colour it's going to be. But now I've got my tape out and I've taped them up, masked them off with my Tamiya tape, and that's ready for hull red to be painted on there. So I'm doing that on all of these boats. There's the nice captain's launches taped up. Every one of them will have the hull red done. And like I said, with these, I ended up doing a white coat on this. The just the Stynel Res primer was not white enough, so I did the white. It came up really good. And I'll, with a detailed little paintbrush, I'll do some wood deck detail on those after. All right, so yeah, so this video will include the painting of these holes, and we'll have a look how they look. I should be able to take that tape off after an hour or so after they're painted, see how they came out. I'll continue on with the railings on this. There's other little bits of photo etch, little boxes and things to go underneath where the struts are. See the instructions here. We've got these that need to go on. I may need to use the deck to just check to make sure that these are positioned correctly so that they'll go on the deck as they should. There's some ladders in there, which is good to see. The windows on this, show you this. So what I'd like to do with this is put some clear plastic down in there, but that would have to be done after I've painted it. And when I've looked at all the photo etch and bits and pieces that go on, it's probably not a good idea. So the other alternative is I think these windows aren't too big to do the clear glue trick in them. I've done that before on portholes in the previous ships, and I think I can do that with these too, to give them the effect of having glass in there. But again, that's something you do after the painting's done, so that'll be fine. Okay, so I'll get on with this now, and we'll come back and have a look at progress very shortly. Cheers. I thought I'd just show you a bit of progress of doing the railings on this platform. Show you in the shot here. It's coming up pretty good. It's There's actually, I've cut 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces to fit. I've managed to bend them into the shape quite good. Um, it's a shame if I'd have spent the extra money on the MK1 kit, the full MK1 kit, it was double the price. I would have had all the railings for all this included, but because it wasn't, I had to make it up myself. A little bit more time consuming, but it's coming up okay. What I'm doing is I'm getting a piece of this railing. For instance, there's a bit left over, which may be enough to do the last curve I have to do. What I do is I have this, move that out of the way. I have this little piece of foam, place that there. What I do is just use a matchstick and roll it across. See that there? I just roll it across and it bends it up as it pushes it into the foam. And it's just trial and error. You just start small, work it up, work your curve till you get to the shape you want, and then just do the finer little bits. And yeah, that's about it. It gets tricky when there's right angles and other corners that need to be done, but it does work out all right. So yeah, I'm also using my Loctite control super glue for this. You need it to pretty much instantly set as you're trying to hold pieces in place. All right, so I'll continue on with this, and I've got some work under the platform. There's these little boxes. There's 4 of these. I've only made up one at the moment. There's 4 of those. They actually go underneath the platform as part of the structural support, I guess. So that'll go on. And then the rest of the pieces of the platform, that will need railing. We'll have to go around this as well. Even this little piece here will need some railing, but they're straight edges, so they're quite simple to do. The tricky bit with that is this is a corner piece that sits between these the supports that come up like a tripod, and what I'm going to do with that is the railing actually sits up against the supports, so they won't be able to put on until this is in place, which shouldn't be hard. A pair of tweezers, I'll be able to reach in there and place it. Sure, that'll work. Yeah, little fiddly bits, but that's the way it is. It's I'm waiting for the sun to come out so I can get on with the painting of the whole red on those lifeboats launches. But once they're done and painted and had a bit of an hour or two to dry a little, we'll have a look at those and see how they're coming on. Okay, back in a minute. Okay, so as you can see, the boats are done in the hull. I've got to take off the masking yet, but they're going to look quite good. I'll touch up the propellers on the back that have them with the gold, and do the insides, of course. That'll all be hand done. Some bigger boats there. These ones looking quite nice. Put a nice thick layer of hull red on these, so I'll take the tape off, but I still won't touch them because I want them to be completely dry. I'll leave it till tomorrow. And then, like I was saying before, I'll use these. I'll do the deck tan around there, or maybe the ship's ship's blue. We'll see what looks good, but I'm definitely leaving the tops of these white. They should look all right. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. I'll take off the masking tape on these boats, I'm going to keep going on this tower here and work on the top, which is step 20, 21 and 22. So this tower takes up about 4 steps of build. So yeah, we'll just have a look at the instructions and where we're at. All right, so we've done step 19, which is putting the mast together, and then I've gone over and we've done step 20, called photo etch bits and pieces all throughout. Yeah, step 20. Then it continues on to step 21, which I haven't done yet. That's a little piece that sits on the top here. Got a couple of guns in there, which we've done, so I'll be able to put those on. And then step 22, which will be putting those pieces on the top, everything else. There is one unusual looking thing here, which isn't numbered, and I don't know where or what that is. But anyway, I'll figure that out. And then after 22, we'll have a quick look. And it looks like we're looking at starting on some more of the structure up on the top up on the deck. Let's get a bit ahead. Let's get this done today. Okay, back shortly. Okay, welcome back. So I've done quite a lot on this control tower. It's quite a productive day. I'll start by showing you this. So this goes way up on the top of the tower. See that? So in there we have some crates, probably ammunition crates in there. Some guns. To focus properly. Yeah, some guns on there. That'll go, well, towards the top anyway. Or actually there, that will go right at the top. Now, under that will go this piece, which doesn't have any detail on it, although there will be like an aerial going in that hole on the top of it there. So that'll sit underneath that. And then of course all that goes on top of this. So let's have a look at this. So on here we've got, working on the tower at the moment, so I'm putting these pieces that stick off the side here at the top. But I've got the searchlights are all on there. And what I'll do is they've got clear lenses on them, so I'll put a bit of either masking tape or blue tack over them before I paint the whole thing, and that will look good. Yeah, it's quite a lot of work in there. There's little ladders going up to the different platforms. Got ladders going up along the length of the tripod. I have test fitted this on the deck to make sure it would sit in there, slots on the deck properly, and it does. There's a small ship's bell there. There's quite a bit more to go on around the top here. There's some photo etch around the side of that. Little crates on the top there and hatches, little hatches. So yeah, there's a bit more photo etch to go on that. And then, careful back down here. So the instructions, working on all these. I found there was a little piece that I didn't know what it was there. I found that was actually the ship's bell. Yeah, that was pretty random. Actually, I found it up here. I actually put it together in the earlier stage of putting all this together. And then there it is there. There's just no part number on it. That's why I got confused. So I'll go along. I'll continue all this. This is all of the rear mask will be done. And then that'll be step 22. And then if I cross over to step 23, starting on some of the superstructure that goes on the deck. I will probably do some more work on the lifeboats today. We'll get a bit more detail in the painting of them. Yeah, that's the plan. So I will continue. Yeah, be back shortly, and we'll have a quick look at this completed. Okay, welcome back. Completed the rear mast. Now, I'll show you what it's looking like. Nice. All the photo etches on there, the ladders and railings. Got all the spotlights, searchlights ready. Nice pieces. Guns up the top. It's ready for painting, which I won't be doing yet, but we'll put that in its box and store it away as part, I think that was 19, 20, 21, and 22 of the instructions to complete all of that. It's looking pretty nice. I'll throw a few photos up there I also took, and move on to the next thing. It went together well. All the kit parts were all perfect fit. I really didn't have any troubles. Some of these little bits here were a bit confusing to put on, strange angles, and the photo in the instructions didn't really show how they were supposed to go, but it was okay. I've noticed also one other thing at the top here, the mast, the hole for the mast is fine. Have a look around here. See, the hole in there is fine, but it doesn't line up with the little bracket on the railing at the top here. So, and it is straight, there's no other way. The pieces on the top can't be out of sync because they only go one way. There's a little notch to make sure that everything's facing the right way, and everything, it just doesn't work. So yeah, if I try to put it in that little notch there, then it's crooked. So what I'll do is I'll leave it for now, but eventually I'll be just cutting that notch off. I'll just remove that completely. So it's got to stand straight. You can't have it leaning to the side. Strange that, but yeah. So yeah, it's come up really nice. There's aerial on the back there. Well, that's actually a bit of a crane, a hoist of some sort hanging off the back there. Yeah. Okay, all good. So I'll put this away and move on to the next bit. Cheers. Okay, welcome back. I've decided to do a bit of detail work on the lifeboats. Got a few choices of colours here. So I've got a deck brown, a little bit darker than a flat earth. Both would work well. I think I may go the darker one or the lighter one. I'm not sure. But while I'm thinking about that, I'm going to do the little propellers on the bottom of the boats here. So as you can see, the whole red looks good along there. Oops, sorry. There we go. I don't tend on doing a black water line. But anyway, the inside of these ones does not need to be painted because it will be covered, although a little bit will be seen, so I will put a bit of colour in the bottom at the back, where with this you'll be able to tell this, you can see through some bits in the middle and a bit towards the back there. Yeah, so this I will be doing one of those browns for around the outside, the decking, and then I'll probably do a black where the portholes are. In fact, I will be doing black, and the rest will stay white. So that'll be that. Got a tiny, fine little brush here. I've got a bit of a palette, a wet palette here I use to work with my paints. So these are water-based Tamiya ones. So now I just need to just touch up the little propeller on here. Just take the slightest little dabs of paint on there. Good. Detail there, it's one done. Yeah. There's 4 of these size motorboats. Then there's another 4 of the 50-foot launches, which have propellers as well. And then there's a 40-foot ones here as well. They have propellers. Okay, so, oh sorry, that's the one I'm doing. I want to get mixed up. 40-foot I'm doing now, then I'll do the 50-foot. And I think there's some, yeah, 40-foot and 50-foot launches. Yeah, there's a difference. There's a launch, 40-foot launch, and a 40-foot motorboat. Okay. All right, I'll keep going with these, and we'll have a look in the sec when we've got some of these done. Okay, so a bit more progress on the boats here. Currently working on the small ones that go on the top of the stack of 3. So that's a little fella there. Painted the inside from brown that you'll be able to see through. And then I've touched up these with a bit of a gunmetal on the engine, it looks like there, and the railing on the front. So, gunmetal grey. And then I've got the last one here, which these 2 boats sit on their own on the deck. So I'll do that, not sure, probably the grey, the navy blue of the ship with some brown seating in there. It's obviously a rowboat. And I've done these ones, which are looking good. So these are the big, the bottom ones of the stack of 3, and these are the ones that sit on top, and the one you saw before, and the racks are in there as well with them that they'll sit on. They're looking quite good. Oh, and I've also got the other boats. Let's grab these. Let's have a look at these. I'll just open up the container. Right. So these little bad boys looking good. The officers' boats in there with their racks, little portholes done and all detailed. Yeah, really happy with the way they came out too. Brown deck. Right. I'll continue, and I've still got a few things to touch up on here. I'll do that last lot of boats, put all the racks with them, and that will be the lifeboats completely done. That'll be it. So I guess that's it for this part. The next one, we're starting on some of the superstructure on the deck, and that'll be in the next part. And continue on with this build. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the channel and get notifications of each video as I upload it. And give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Comment below. I hope I've fixed my sound issues. I'm not putting any background music on here anymore, because I find that not only is you guys commenting saying it was too loud, but it also takes away my voice, the volume in my voice. So this one should be a lot clearer, other than the odd birds outside you can hear as it's a bit later in the day. All right, so I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.